So, in this tutorial, we are going to look at removing indexed and unindexed pages from Google and a WordPress site and see what happens. Stay with us until the end of this tutorial. Well, first we need to check, for example, whether the page is indexed or not. For example, I have an article called How to Not Connect Elementor to Cloud Services, no internal linking, little content, and many other issues that cause me to not rank. It is indexed but has no position and is a so-called zombie page. It uses crawl budget, but it doesn't do me any good. First, we need to make sure if this is indexed or not. We'll copy this. We go to Google, and in incognito mode, we put this link. First, you add a colon to the first site. If this was a link, if it says this link here like this, it means it's indexed. Well, it's both crawled and indexed. Now, why do you want to delete a link that's indexed? So first, you made sure that it's indexed. We want to delete the index. Because if we search this title in Google, let's see if it has a place at all. Now that it's indexed, does it have a place? No, it's in the first, second, and third results, wherever you look. It has no place, and it has no value to us. So what do we do with it? We delete it. Well, the basic methods that can be used to do this are, I did this with the GT version before.
We activate the reason section to give us better results.
Index, which is also very strong. I consulted with him as well. I removed the related article and got some input. Now I'll leave it for you to see what he says. In short, if you want to see, his opinion is that if for some reason it doesn't appear in the results, then it doesn't need to be on your site, and use your site's resources. Now there are two options. Either you should redirect or you should delete it altogether. Redirecting is the same here. Deleting is the best thing to do. Don't redirect because it's a link at all. It has no value, meaning it hasn't been linked to us in other articles. For example, I didn't link to this related article, so I didn't do on-page SEO for this. Off-page SEO, promotional reporting, external link building from different sites for this link. When we haven't done these two things and we don't have a place, the best thing to do is delete it. And finally, if you see this here, for example, it's red, this link is active. You go to edit the page and post and delete the link. If you've linked to it in other articles, you delete it. And the best tool you want to find is the Screamfrog tool, which is here if I can find it. This will analyze and tell you where your articles and links have been linked internally and externally. So now let's get to the point. Assuming that we followed these steps, we want to remove this link. The first thing you need to do is re-index this link. If you have the RankMess plugin like me, if it is active, you should re-index it. Re-index this and hit update and let it go for 24 hours. Let that time pass before you want it to. What do you do if you have a rank like this with a rank plugin like this? You create a sitemap. So turn your sitemap off and on. Anyway, SiteRank is dynamic and will automatically figure it out, but turn it off and on, or deactivate and reactivate it with a plugin, and if you do both at the same time, it will create a new sitemap for you. This will remove that link from your site. What should you do next? Go to your post and give that link 24 hours. Your sitemap is updated. Now go to that section. Find that link of yours. This was your link. So search for this link, find it, and move it to the trash. So you have updated your sitemap by re-indexing it. Now you need to move it to the trash, and look, it has been re-indexed and asks you to move it to the new address. Why? My suggestion is that since the new address has no position, it has no ranking and no points that we want to use. For example, if it has the power it brings, let's move it to another place. This link has no place in our search console at all. That is, if you go to your Google search console and look, that word of yours has no place for you at all. Now, where can we find it? Look, this word eaten has no place for you at all, and it has neither impressions nor views. So you don't need to redirect, and there's really no point in transferring that value. If there was value, you could use a 301 redirect or a permanent transfer. Now I'll tell you very briefly here. Now we'll add a new one. You'll see the redirects. You'll put your old link here, for example. It was like this. Your destination link should be a relevant link, for example. What is Elementor? Something that is Elementor and you hit no, it is permanently transferred, or you can hit count. This is for me. I want to delete it, but for example, you want to redirect, hit CSS, and that transfer of power is done. It will never enter that link again. It will be your new destination link. Now, since I said your service is worthless, this is my Elementor text cloud. What I want to do is delete it completely. So I deleted it, and I'm going to the trash, and I'm going to delete it completely from here. Keep in mind that, for example, 24 hours have passed and you've reached the first stage. Now, if it was in the use plugin, you disconnected and reconnected it once, in the same way as your dynamic sitemap. And after 24 hours, you click on the complete deletion. You click on it forever to completely delete it. Well, when you do, what happens to you? If this link, open it and you should see a 404 not found error because the link no longer exists. Yes, you see a 404 error, meaning the page does not exist. Well, so we've come this far. Now what's the next step? The next step is that you can leave this to your own discretion. Look, you'll get a 404 error and submit a Search Console request. I'll tell you something better here. I'll tell you to leave it open, for example, after 24 hours if you want to come here and re-enter your new sitemap. This will update your sitemap and eventually you will have to delete that link. How do I delete it? It should be in the URL field. Submit your new link request. Your link, not the other. You understand the removal, put it in the option bar and press the button. This is the step. For example, on your third day doing this, and it has been completely removed from your site. Your sitemap has been updated, and I crawled it a few days ago and noticed that this link no longer exists. Now, would you like to request that it be removed from Google results? For this, give it between a week and, say, a month to be properly removed from the results. And keep in mind that, for a while, this blog will be listed as an error. That is, your 404 error will be placed here, where the number will be 0, and that link will be added and then deleted after a while. Well, I hope this tutorial case